Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Muslim Farmville. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Yasmin. I'm a wife and a mama of 7. Welcome to our little kitchen here. Last night I had few extra minutes and I wanted to use my time wisely. So I was able to put together a few different doughs. So today I want to take you along into our kitchen and share it with you a few make-ahead breakfasts. As a wife and a mama, I like to plan. When I plan, things go smooth and easier. A few days ago, my dear farm friend and I were chatting, and we decided to go to IKEA. In the past, I went to IKEA one time when the children were quite young. And I remember walking into the door just a few minutes, and I said to my husband, I cannot go in here. So we turned around and left because the children were quite small. And when they were very young, we didn't really have a lot of help, so it was just my husband and I, and it was hard to go into big stores like that because I would be so nervous, did not want to lose the children or where is so-and-so and all of that. It was a bit intense. So when my farm friend said, let's go and check it out, I thought, what an honor. So we went together and I bought few gadgets that will make my life easier, and I want to share that with you. So let's go ahead and open the island. First thing we will put together today is going to be English muffins. So by using our homemade sourdough, it's already done for us and fermented last night. So that was great idea that I took the time and put it together instead of mixing it this morning and waiting for hours. So sometimes if you want to make ahead breakfast or meals, it's nice to put it together a few days or a day before. As you can see, my dough is quite sticky right now, so I decided I'll just use parchment paper and cover it, and it will be easier for me to spread it. In the past, when I would make English muffins, I will go ahead and use my mason jars lids, the covers, remember y'all? So this time we were able to find English muffin cutters. They cut so easier. I did not realize something so simple and cheap and small will make my life so much easier and so much fun, I would say. So I enjoyed it going to IKEA and picking up this little gadget, and they came into a few different sizes. So let's go ahead and try. I'm smiling here because I'm like, let's see. I have seen it in the past, people using it. So now what I'm learning is that it would have been even more easier if I would have just dipped the cutter into flour and then just cut it. But this one was so much easier than using my mason jars lid. So I'll just go ahead and cut all the English muffins, and we will let it sit and rise for maybe another couple of hours before I cook them into the cast iron skillet. That's what I use. When I make ahead breakfast, it makes so much easier for my husband and the children to just go into the fridge and see what we have. The children are now able to make their own eggs and be able to cut the English muffin into half, toast it, put a little bit of butter or honey. They can use it in so many different ways. So I started make ahead breakfasts quite early when the children were younger, and I was able to teach them, go into the fridge and go ahead and do it this way, and that way just guiding them and teaching the children goes really long ways. Sometimes I'll be honest, they will make so much mess and it gets so frustrating, but I learn to accept it because that's what they can do and that's how they learn. Even though they frustrate us sometimes and cause us double of the work, but the more they grow up, they learn and they will clean after themselves. So it's about being patient and teaching them because they won't be small all their life. They will help out and learn, inshallah. So I always do my best to take a break. Otherwise, if I don't, my body will stop me because I learned my lesson. So if you are a mama or not, make sure you take a break. If you can stop by the window, get a fresh air, or drink a little water, goes a long way. So now we will go ahead and handle the second mix of dough. It rised for us, and you all smell so good. So this is the second gadget. We will make bagels. You guys remember when I will make bagels, I would stick my thumb in there and roll it. So this was so much fun to use. Let's go ahead and take a look. It's so much easier as well. And I can also invite the children to use these gadgets because children love to play and use gadgets. So I really loved doing this because it makes my life also so much easier, and I won't dread making bagels next time too. And bagels are also one of those fun things for children that they love to toast it in the toaster or in the oven, and they would put a cream cheese or cheese and melt it. So this is another breakfast grab and go to for my family. They love bagels, and I can freeze them. That's one thing I like about English muffins. Bagels, look at that. It turned out so nice, and I'm really enjoying it. You know, we sometimes think of it, having these extra gadgets. It's like, oh my God, it's too much, but seeing it now, I know you all seen my Sammy. He loves to be in the kitchen with me. So when he's home next time, I will invite him to use these gadgets and he will have blast because he's that kind of child that loves to play in the kitchen and at the same time he ends up helping me. So I'll definitely include him. So with the bagels, it might take a little bit more time, but they come on handy as well. And these kind of make ahead breakfasts. They freeze. That's one thing I like about it. I will freeze some, put some in the fridge. So while the English muffins are rising, the bagels also, I need to give them a few hours. We will put together some ganarola. I have been making my own ganarola for quite some time. My children love ganarola, especially I think the last 4 of our children, they really don't know what cereal is. They know, they seen it at the store. If we travel in a hotel, they would try cereal, but they really don't have that life that we had it with the older ones, where we would buy cereal and feed them. So the last 4 children know ganarola homemade. And so I used gluten-free oats from Costco because one of my children is gluten sensitive. And that's where I get from my oats. And I'm using this time cardamom, a little bit of salt, a little bit of vanilla, cinnamon, and coconut oil, some honey from the farm, good healthy fat from the coconut. That's what I do, mix together and just bake it in a low heat, and the children will put whatever they want. And also my farm friend got me this little mixer, and that was so nice because before I would just use my hand, which is fine. But it was like I would go through scraping the sides, and this little spatula, you just sweep it and it brings everything out and you spread it easier. So thank you for taking me to IKEA and also buying me this spatula too. That was so nice of you. It spreads things so easily. So let's go ahead and bake the ganarola. Now I have the oven on. So the days that I bake things, I have the oven on. I like to make sure that I use the oven that day for multiple uses, like the bagels, the English muffins, the ganarola, things like that. So it's so handy. And let's go ahead and also mix together. We are using some duck eggs. We have the chickens and the ducks really thriving with lots of eggs this time of the year. And I need to use these beautiful duck eggs. What I'm doing right now here is making also pancakes. You can see the duck eggs are really vibrant, and I really love that and so grateful for our little farm here. So let's put together pancake mix, because today the goal is doing as many as make ahead breakfasts. We will use some coconut milk because another child of mine cannot do dairy. So I use coconut milk. As you can see, that's the one can things that I used. Coconut milk, some baking powder and honey and salt. And this is also sourdough pancake. So I added some sourdough starter in there. And I'm using Costco's all-purpose organic flour. So I just mix together and let it sit for a little bit for the pancakes while I take care of the other breakfasts. And the pancakes we will take it outside because I have the griddle and I can make those pancakes a little bit quicker instead of using multiple cast iron skillets. So let's go ahead while the ganarola is in the oven and we will put together the English muffins first. I have few of my cast iron skillets. They are warm, not too hot, because I don't want the English muffins to get burned. So I have my stove on medium and I just let it cook few minutes each side, and then I turn it to the other side and then put it into the tray, and I will put them into the oven. So the inside of the English muffins are nice and fluffy. As you can see, they are nice and brown, not burned. And that's really it. It takes just a few minutes to whip these breakfasts together, but they go long ways. And I will keep them in the fridge, some of them, and they will last for a few weeks. And the children are not looking for breakfast. They just look in the fridge. And when I have these kind of breakfasts ready, the whole family is balanced. They are not lost and running around. Oh, what are we going to have, Mom? What's for breakfast? Then they have few different choices: English muffins, ganarola, bagels, and pancakes. So when I make these kind of breakfast, it might take me a couple of hours today and stand in. But the next few weeks, honestly, I can just chill and not be worried about what my family is eating. And I love serving for my family. I enjoy being in the kitchen. I feel like it's a gift from God. I don't dread it. I just embrace it and be grateful for what I have and what I can do this day. Because every day is not the same. Some days I am tired. I'm just like you. So then today I'm so blessed and so grateful that I can do this. So I put everything back to where they belong. Don't see these videos and think of everything looks so clean and it's so simple. No, you need to put the time and effort and clean as you go. As you guys see me, I make the time to clean. Otherwise, if everything piles up, I get very overwhelmed. Very overwhelmed. That's the kind of person I am. So I was able to put the English muffins into the oven for a few minutes. And let's go ahead and boil some water for the bagels, because the bagels take a little bit of extra time. But honestly, it's worth it. And as I go, I will go ahead and wipe my cast iron skillets. As you guys seen a few videos ago, I was able to season them in the oven. And one of you commented and said, I always cooked my cast irons on the stove, but I'm going to put into the oven next time. Yeah, I always season my cast iron skillets into the oven and keep it for a few hours. So that way they season and they are ready right now. They are so beautiful, my cast irons, because I seasoned them a few weeks ago. So next, we will go ahead and put my clean dishes away while the water boils for the bagels, and let's put everything away. So even though I'm making breakfast and stuff for make ahead, I have to take care of myself. I have little bit of leftover bone broth. I will go ahead and warm that up for myself. Nourish my body, my mind, also, and my soul to positive talks. Not to put myself down the mistakes that I make, because when I make mistakes, I learn from them, and I'm not going to be hard on myself. I nourish my mind by telling myself, I'm doing well today. I am grateful for myself, what I can do for my energy that my Creator gave it to me. So I have to continuously remind myself, it's okay, Yasmin. You will get it done today. And if I'm having with any family issues, friends, family problems, whatever it is, I have to take the moment and breathe and be grateful for also my family and friends. And every day cannot be perfect. So I'm taking my time doing the dishes, just being grateful for what I can do. And while the bone broth gets nice and warm for me, I'm finishing up the dishes. This is the dishes where they just don't end, but we can go ahead and keep doing them, because my dishwasher this day it's still broke, which is completely fine, because I know our Creator will reward me when I take my time and take care of my family, because it's all about our family, community, our friends, our neighbors, right? So let's wipe everything and put it away, because everything has a place, you all, as I always say. And honestly, I like taking this time to myself to just breathe as I go, instead of being so tight and stiff and dreading everything. Because when you are in the moment and you accept and you submit, it's more enjoyable for me. And taking this day, it was such a blessing, honestly. Let's put everything away. Get the Ganarola, the English muffins. Such a beautiful day today. Let everything cool down. So the water, what I do is when they get nice and warm, I will add a little bit of baking soda and a little bit of honey and boil my bagels. I will go ahead. Oh, the smell of homemade bone broth. Oh my God, you all. Bone broth gives you beautiful skin, good gut, good healthy nails. And I can go on. I always say that, don't I, you guys? So I washed my little pot, dry it as well. Let the bone broth cool down a little bit while I take my time. I always say slow living lifestyle is important for myself and for my hormones as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and take time and enjoy my bone broth, because the water for the bagels weren't ready, but they are ready now, as you can see. Baking soda, a little bit of honey. There goes the bagels. Let's have fun in the kitchen. Thank you, God, for giving me this chance. Alhamdulillah. All I do is boil it a few seconds, 30 seconds maybe, and then flip it to the other side. And then I take it back and put it back into the tray. And then all I do is really egg wash it. You can sprinkle everything bagel season. If you want cheese, sesame, black seed, whatever your family desires. Or keep plain. You know what your family likes. These are sourdough bagels also. I do my best to do sourdough, everything to use sourdough starter. That way I don't buy yeast. Save money that way, and also good way to feed your family because it's good that sour helps our gut. Perfect, it's coming together. Also, after I egg wash it, I will bake them for a few minutes. Maybe 15-20 minutes. It really depends on your oven. My oven is quite old and I usually use it about 350. I like to take my time. I don't like rushing when I am baking things in the oven. Especially the ganarola, because I don't want the ganarola to burn. So while that bagels are boiling, I will go ahead and take my time and egg wash it, because it will give such a beautiful brown glaze. The ganarola are out, the English muffins, everything. You have to make sure you let it cool down completely before you freeze it or put the ganarola into a mason jars. I do my best to put them into glass mason jars. You can freeze the ganarola as well. They will be still fresh and crunchy too. And ganarolas, what we do is we will use with milk like a cereal or yogurt. A lot of times though our family use it for yogurt parfait. We will take homemade yogurt, sprinkle a little bit of the ganarola, fruits, nuts, whatever, and that's how we use it as well. So right now I'm going to put the bagels, a little bit of cheese on top, and bake them, and these will get so beautiful and brown and glazed looking, you know. So while the bagels are baking, I'm just going to go ahead, wash my dishes, the rest of the dishes, and put them away as well. All day, I know it's over and over, but it's so rewarding and so beautiful to be able to feed our families. I love it. I am so grateful. As a little girl, I always wanted to be a wife and a mama, and I love it. I'm so grateful for that. I watched my mom run around in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning, and trying to impress my dad and make all kind of different foods, and she set me a good example. So I want to do the same for my girls. The English muffins are done. The ganarola, as you can see, perfect, y'all. So I'm just gonna take these trays, put them back, and bake more bagels. I believe this is the last batch for us. And while that's baking, I will have to go and start the fun, you guys, the pancakes. I haven't made sourdough pancakes for quite some time now. So that's why I'm cleaning the kitchen, because I'm going to go outside for a few minutes. This is our mix. Let's go and have a good time and get fresh air. This griddle makes my life so much easier instead of using the cast iron skillets. This is perfect. And this griddle is similar like the cast iron skillet. All you do is wipe it with oil, and that's it. So I can make 8 or even more at a time. The bagels, I'll also let them cool down and freeze some and keep some in the fridge for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I motivated you as a mama. I have seen some of you who comment down and say, thank you for doing the work with me. So I appreciate that too, that we can work together and take care of our families, because that's what we have. We are blessed to be grateful for our families. I had to taste this, you all. I was like, nope. No low carb matters today. I'm going to taste it. It was so good. I loved it. Delicious. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I appreciate you for your time. It's so much nicer to do it together, isn't it? It's all done now. All I have to do is wash that dish and let everything get nice and brown, and serve it with butter, homemade butter, and maple syrup from our trees, which we tapped it in the spring season. Or the children, some of them might drizzle a little honey and eggs, serve it if we want to, and that's it. What was your favorite that we made today? Comment down. Doesn't these beautiful pancakes look so brown and so beautiful? So we will let it cool down, and my husband will help me package them and take some into the freezer downstairs and some of them in the fridge. That's what we will do, and take the rest of the dishes, wash them, dry them, and that's it. And the kitchen is clean for us. So I will go ahead and put everything on top of the island and show you what everything ended up looking. English muffins. We have the pancakes and the bagels and the ganarolas. Make ahead breakfast. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Enjoy the rest of your day. Comment down though, what was your favorite? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.